Hi guys, today sees the return of the BB Cup. BB Cup stands for Bickley and Barker, and it was something I've devised when we were fishing between myself and Adrian. We have this little figurine which we should pass to each other during the matches, but it stayed at Adrian's for years as he doesn't bring it to the matches, but it doesn't matter. And the idea of it is whoever lost the previous match gets to choose the venue and stipulations of the next match. And as we can't decide on who won the last match, as it was that long ago, we decided on the following. We're going to fish at Salthampton Fishery in Stourport, a lovely fishery. We've only been there once and we had a great day. We're not going to put any bait restrictions on, as the venue has quite a lot of restrictions itself, like no dead maggots, no meat, got to use their pellets, etc. So the match is going to consist of the following. The first 2 hours will be rod only. Then the next 2 hours will be pole only, and the last hour will be anything goes. Where we can't weigh the fish, we always use a point system, and the point system for today will be 4 points for a carp, 1 point for everything else. My plan of action will be pellet feeder to start with probably sweet corn or hard pellet on the hook. And then when we're on the pole, probably using micro pellets as feed, and on top of that we'll probably use sweet corn. And I have got casters and a bit of worms as an alternate method as well, in case a carp aren't playing ball. And in the last hour we'll probably go in the margins. It probably won't be worth going back on the rod because that line would not have been fed or anything, so we'll probably leave it like that. I don't know how it's going to go filming the match. If it's close, then I might not be able to waste time filming the latter stages, but we'll see. So anyway, we'll look forward to it and we'll have a good day, so fingers crossed I'll be able to beat him like I did the last time I went down there. So let's see how it goes.
spare one of these if you want it.
No, no, I've got one. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
No, no.
Why are you doing that then?
Because you can freebase.
Making it up as you go along again, think though.
No.
Well,
Yeah. It's either going to get mad or frustrating.
might be frustrating.
See, people say this is easy fishing, and it is, but for me, because I'm behind, it's got to be speed fishing. I've got to do it as quick as I can, having it hoping to catch enough. Fatty. Go on, Aid. Huh?
I was trying to get.
The carp don't care about the ducks, do they?
That's what I mean, they were fighting down here with it, Bob.
Go on, Aid.
Shame, isn't it? No point to point.
golden coloured fish. Click, 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 click.
Another one.
Huh?
Another one.
Yeah. Huh? Nice one, Aid. So what a match that was. Congratulations, Adrian. I think you fished a perfect match from start to finish. It was like fishing in an aquarium at some times. There was loads of fish from start to finish just right in front of us, but catching them was a different thing. We had to get the feeding right, tactics right, presentation right, and be focused, which is the thing that I failed on. Right from the start, there was fish milling around in the edge, even before we put any bait on. And when plumbing up the pole lines, in my margin there was a shelf, and already I was confused whether I should be plumbing up on the shelf, at the bottom of the shelf, or where the actual carp were. In the end I decided to fish up on the shelf. I don't know if that was the right decision. The first 2 hours was rod only, and Adrian decided to start on the pellet waggler where I was on the feeder. I was hoping to get some early fish, and Adrian started fishing, and he was fishing quite shallow, shallower than I thought he needed to, and he took the lead to start with. But then I got a couple of fish on the feeder, and I think that was the first and only time I was the lead in the match. The big mistake came was within an hour to go. Adrian was starting to get more fish on the float. Wasn't going mad, but he was starting to get fish quicker than I was on the feeder. I was still getting bites, but they were taking longer to come. So what I decided to do was change to the feeder, and that was a mistake. After a while of not having any bites, I decided to go back to the feeder. But by that time, Adrian had put 6 or 7 fish on the clicker, and from then on, I was playing catch up. So that gave control straight to Adrian. All he had to do was watch what I was doing, and he was able to fish accordingly and make sure I wasn't catching up. So after the 2 hours, we're going down the margin, and there was fish down there all day long. As you can see on the video, there was loads of fish there, but you've got to get your presentation right and feeding right. During the match, I heard Adrian chucking loads of bait in, and I thought he'd overfeed the margins. And I was just trickling bait in, and every time fish were coming, so I thought that his peg will explode, but he won't get a bite, and I thought I might be able to pick him up. So even though there was fish down there, I was using corn to start with, and I was getting bites, but so was Adrian. Every time I got a fish to look over, he was playing the fish. I tried to put a worm on to see if I can make them bites go quicker, because that was the main thing then, is to up the catch rate. And it did for a couple of goes, but then again, Adrian was just consistently pulling 4-point carp out here and there. So what I decided to do was just throw some casters out shallow, and then all of a sudden the water where I was throwing the casters just went black of carp. So I put on a tiny float, no shots on the line, and just a single caster. I put it on, and then my catch rate really went up. It was fish a chuck, but of course Adrian saw that, and then he decided to do it. Can't blame him, I would have done the same. And again, we were going fish for fish. Every time I was getting a fish, he'd get a fish. I did have a problem with hooks at that stage. I was starting to lose a few. Now I like to use a Palomar knot, but when you're using small hooks and the line, you need for the Palomar knot, you need the line to go through the hook twice. And I couldn't have done that. I had to use a grinner knot, and for some reason I kept losing them. So every time I was tying a new hook on, Adrian was putting fish on the bank, and again building up his lead. In the end, I was able to get the fish right down by my feet, and I was using the lightest elastic I had. And what I noticed was, when I was striking, the fish would come up to the surface before bolting away. So what I decided to do, or try, is have the net in my hand at the time, so when I struck and the fish come up, scoop them straight away, up in my catch rate. Worked a couple of times, but not enough. And as you saw from the video, Adrian just kept going and going and going. When you're in the lead in a points match like that, you fish like what the other person's doing. It's up to them to catch you up, and as long as you're catching steady, and there was nothing I could do at that stage. And in the end, I fell down by 7 fish. Even without those mistakes, I think Adrian might still beat me. But in the end, we were both feeling it, tired, and it was one hell of a day's fishing and a great match. But next time, Adrian, I'll get you. So as the loser of this match, the next match is up to me to choose the venue, stipulation. So I think we might do long pole, 30 metre only, because he don't like doing that, you see. So we'll see. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's the first time I've tried filming, doing a pole match like that. So until next time, tight lines.